guys, Orly Wabi here, founder of LifeVestInside and creator of Dance for Kindness. We are only a few days away from the actual main event, Worldwide Dance for Kindness, where people from across the globe are going to be joining together in unison, united in a dance for kindness, showing that regardless of the differences in race and religion, ethnicity, culture, and background, that kindness is the common thread that unites us all. But this past week I met somebody that asked me a question, and his question made me start to think, and I realized that I want to share the answer to this with you so that you could understand a little bit more about this organization, that it's not just about a dance, it's about something so much greater. And he asked me the question of why. He said, Orly, what's your why? Why do you get up every morning and do this? Why did you have the courage to leave your job and to invest everything you have over these past 7 years? Where did that passion, where did that drive come from? And I started thinking about the answer, and I want to share it with each and every one of you. Now, I shared with you guys before that this dream of uniting people around the world really started ever since I was a little 4-year-old kid that dreamed of changing the world, and that's true. I always knew that I was going to be meant to be a part of something that was going to bring people together, somehow. But I didn't know how, I didn't know what, I didn't know when. But it was in my adolescent years, really, that I came to understand not just the power of kindness, but the power of empowerment. The power that comes when you believe in yourself and when you truly love you for who you are. Because that's truly the essence of this organization. Empowering people to love themselves for who they are, regardless of the mistakes that we make. Because it's only once we come to truly love ourselves that we can be open and free to love others for who they are and for what they believe, even if it's different than what we are and what we believe. And so in my sophomore year of high school, as you know, 15 is a hard age as it is, you're trying to figure out who you are amongst people telling you who you should be. At the beginning of my sophomore year, we had a fire in my house. And overnight, everything was gone, like that. Now, I'm one of 5 siblings. Thank God we were all okay. We were all okay. But it does something to you when you're home. The place that you consider to be your safety zone goes up in flames. And when your baby pictures and your home videos are suddenly gone, it feels in a sense like you could be erased, that nobody would even have a trace that you were there. But what hurt me more was seeing how it affected my family. My family is absolutely amazing. My father, my mother, truly powerhouses. But when you catch a glimpse of them break down, of them cry, it does something to you. I can't actually explain it in words, but it shakes you to your core. I was always a person that believed that everything happens for a reason. And I continued to have that same attitude right after the fire happened. I remember coming to school the next day and saying, oh yeah, there was a fire in my house, and trying to make a joke of it. But the truth is I was really crying inside. So I didn't want to share it with my family. They were going through enough. Couldn't share it with my friends because they just kept changing the subject. They didn't know what to say to me. Sometimes really all people need is someone to actually just listen. And so there I was with all of these emotions, not knowing what to do with them. And one not such special day, I went to sleep and I sort of just didn't wake up the next morning. I fell into a state of a dark depression. And I was home from school for several months, crying most of the day or sleeping the rest of it. And I didn't want to go to school. Forget about dreaming I could change the world. I didn't actually feel like I had a place or a reason to be a part of this world. I got to the point where I was so bad, suicidal bad. I didn't want to live. I was angry at everything. Angry at the world, angry at God, angry at myself, angry at my family, just angry. But the thing that hurt me the most, you see, I was a very shy kid. I wouldn't be making videos as a kid. I wouldn't be talking out loud in class as a kid. I was super shy. But I loved people. I always loved people. So whether you were my friend or not my friend, if you were absent from school, I was copying notes for you, bring it to you the next day. Guys, I was home from school for a couple of months. Not one person called. Not one person came to visit. And to be honest, that hurt me much more than the fire did. And it made me feel like, well, if I wasn't here tomorrow, would anybody ever know? Would anybody even care? And that killed me. I didn't want to go back to school, but I was forced after a couple of months to go back. I wasn't that same kid. I was that kid sitting in the corner, a loner kid, dressed all in black, writing morbid poetry, not wanting to be part of anything, not wanting to feel like I was a part of anything either. And then one not so special day, I woke up in the morning and I was getting ready to go to school, and I was looking at myself in the mirror. I was really looking at myself. And the scariest thing happened. I didn't see me. I didn't see that 4-year-old kid that dreamed of changing the world looking back at me. And that honestly scared me more than anything. And I said, I have no idea how I got this far, and I have no idea how I'm gonna pick myself back up, but this can't be my end. And I made a promise to myself at the age of 15, and guys, it's the promise that guided me into my years teaching. It's the promise that guided me to the work I'm doing with LifeVestInside. It's the promise that wakes me up every morning, and it's the promise that's gonna guide me to whatever's next that I still don't even know about yet. It was a promise to be there for people the way I wish somebody would have been there for me. But more than that, it was a promise to see people the way I wish somebody would have seen me. Because let's be honest, guys, what we want more than anything in this world is to be seen, to know that we matter, to know that we have a place, to know that when we leave, that we left an imprint somewhere here. Those next couple of years of high school were pretty tough for me. Sort of walking alone. It's not easy, but it gave me the greatest chance in the world. It gave me the chance to fall in love with me for me. Not because I wanted to impress another person or the other, but because I fell in love with me, for who I am. And in my senior year of high school, the very beginning of senior year, we were on a seminar with all of the kids in my grade, and we were sitting in a circle, and the teacher was talking about obstacles, and I did something I never did before, guys. I raised my hand. The first time I had something to contribute, and I had the voice to actually say it, because I was so super beyond shy. And the craziest thing happened. Peers of mine, kids that I used to be so super intimidated from, were listening to me, and what more, coming to me afterwards and asking me for advice. And what I found was that the more I gave, the more I healed. And the more I gave, the more I healed. I became obsessed and in love with this concept and this idea of giving. And it was in that moment that everything changed for me. And I started getting involved in every possible thing that I could. I started speaking in front of groups, mentoring at-risk kids, getting involved in all different sorts of charity work. I found my voice because for the first time in my life, I started giving from a place of strength. And what do I mean? Well, guys, there are two types of giving in this world, and one is really powerful and one's really dangerous. And remember this well. One comes from a place of strength and one comes from a place of weakness. How could giving be bad, you might ask? Well, giving from a place of weakness sort of feels like sacrifice. It hurts when we give. It's like we feel like we're wanting to get something in return. Maybe why do we give from sacrifice? Why do we give from weakness? Maybe because we want to impress somebody else. We want someone to think that we're cool. We want to be involved in a certain crowd. Only we can answer the question of whether we were giving from weakness or whether we were giving from strength. Only us. Nobody can know what we think. And up until that point, and it doesn't mean that the giving is fake, because it wasn't fake. But it's coming from a place of sacrifice. And then when you give from a place of sacrifice, you could come to resent that same exact giving. Why are people not giving to me? I'm so nice to them. How come they're not being nice to me? Well, because the question is, do you actually love you? Do you actually value you? Because until you value you, nobody has the ability to value you. No amount of giving can satiate that empty feeling inside of your heart. No amount. The giving from strength, well, giving from strength comes from a place of abundance. It comes from a place of understanding your value and who you are, how special and valuable you are. So now you have the ability also to give and to not feel like something is being taken from you. It's like a candle. It can continue to light other candles and it never ever loses its power. But you can only give from a place of abundance if you come to understand your value, and now you can see the value in others. You can give openly. And for the first time in my life, in my senior year of high school, I started giving from a place of strength. Because for the first time in my life, I had value for who I am as a person, not based on what anybody else was telling me, but just based on the fact that I'm here in this world, that I have air in my lungs and that I'm breathing, to know that there's something that I'm meant to bring into this world that nobody else can bring. And the same is true of each and every one of you. It's why I went into teaching, because for me, being a teacher, it was helping my students see the beauty in themselves so that they can begin to see the beauty in others. As we know in school, there could be so much class distinction. Oh, the popular one, not popular. How did I value my success as a teacher? If I was able to bring both together, to help them understand and see that we each have insecurities in our own way, each and every one of us, but that we can come together and unite in one thing, the fact that we all matter, the fact that each and every one of us is a piece of the puzzle. And it is for this reason, this is the passion, this is the drive, this is the why that wakes me up every single morning, and the reason why I do what I do, so that each and every person feels like they're seen, guys. You don't have to leave your job and start a nonprofit. You don't have to go do charity work or go to your local soup kitchen to make a difference. All you have to do is be you. love you, respect you. And suddenly your love, respect, your tolerance for other people is going to increase. And together, that's how we change this world. But don't forget to see you. And don't forget to see the people around you. Because the likelihood there's someone right now in your close vicinity, whether it's a friend or a family member, that needs a bit of love, a bit of encouragement, a bit of support. That's the true kindness. It's not something that you can measure. You can't measure it in dollars or in fame or in fortune or in social media following. All these things mean nothing. They're fake. They're a facade. Each and every one of us has the power to see someone, to make them feel seen. And by so doing, begin to see ourselves, our true selves. So that's my why. I wanted to share it with you. Because each and every one of us have our own why. Our own why in our lives is why we do things, why certain things are very important to us. Get out there and create your own journey. Mine was through LifeVestInside. Yours can be as well. But it could be anything that you want it to be. Just never forget to believe in you. Never forget to believe in us. Because we have the power as a united front to address every single issue going on in this world. And it's only through that together we can change this world. Thank you all so much. I can't wait to dance for kindness with you on November 11th, all around the world. Remember what you're dancing for. This is what you're doing. We all have our reasons why we dance, whether it's for kindness, whether it's for hope, whether it's for love, whether it's for peace. Know the reason that you're dancing and infuse that energy into your dance. Let's get out there and make a change and be the change we all wish to see in the world. Love you all. Mwah.